All right. Just tell me, are the voice and screen clear? All okay? Yes, fine. All right. So now we want to find out electric field due to a charged conducting sphere. Okay. Do we know electric field due to the point charge at distance r? Yes, K into Q upon R square. There are some basic formulae that we know. Don't get confused, okay? When I am asking electric field, don't give me the formula of force between the two charges. I am asking electric field. You cannot say K into Q1, Q2 upon R square. I am asking, am I asking force? No. Force, if I ask force between 2 point charges, what is that? Sir, it is K, Q1, Q2 upon R square. Okay, that's a different concept. First charge, second charge, distance between them R. Electric field at given point, how to find out? Place any charge Q that you want there, find out the force on that charge, and by using the formula E is equal to F upon Q, when the charge Q is placed in the electric field equal to E, it will experience a force of F. So force experienced by given charge upon given charge. And next formula, electric field to point charge at distance r, that formula is what? So that formula is K into Q upon R square. For that, diagram will be what? A charge Q, a charge capital Q, at distance of R from it, we want to find out electric field. So here we will place some charge equal to another charge equal to Q. We will make it because of our charge, and then we will write that force Q. You will get this. Okay. Do not get the formula. Right now we are trying to find out electric field formula for what? For this spherically charged system. We know charge system can be a point charge, it can be collection of charges, or can be a charge object. Now we have the charge object. Okay. We know electric field due to the point charges, this K into Q upon R square. Okay, where R is a distance of given point. This is given point from the given charge. Okay, fine. This was extra point. Now, using the Gauss theorem, we can very easily find out. Electric field due to this charged conductor. Okay, let us take the radius of conductor as capital R. Okay, and let us say that at a distance equal to small r, we want to find out the electric field. Okay, sir. Okay, fine. Now there are some steps. The point at which you want to find out the electric field, that point should lie on the Gaussian surface. Okay, what is Gaussian surface? Gaussian surface is an imaginary surface drawn in such a way that it encloses your charged system. Okay, Gaussian surface is an imaginary surface which is drawn around your charged system. Okay, so you have to draw the Gaussian surface. Gauss theorem, you have to draw the Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface should be drawn in such a way that it will enclose your charged system. So this is our charged system. We want to draw the closed. Gaussian surface is a closed surface. It will enclose your system. Sir, our system is spherical. To simplify the calculations, to avoid the complexities, we will not take any random shape. We will take any particular shape. If you take any random shape, the theorem is still applicable. The theorem is so powerful that it can allow you to draw any random shape. But if it allows you, even though it allows you to do or allows you to draw any random closed surface, Will you be able to do mathematics for that random surface? Do you have equations for surface of that random surface? Equations for that curve? No, we don't have. So we will take one particular surface. We will look at the system, our system. Sir, our system is spherical. Our charge system is spherical. So let's have a Gaussian sphere. Okay, let's have a Gaussian sphere around our system. Gaussian sphere is to be drawn dotted because it's an imaginary sphere. It's an imaginary sphere. Okay, point number one, we have to draw the Gaussian surface. Point number two, draw the Gaussian surface in such a way that it will enclose your system. Point number three, make sure that Gaussian surface is not a random surface. Okay, it should be a well defined surface. Yes, sphere is a well defined surface. Fine. Next point, the given point at which you want to find out the electric field intensity due to your system should lie on the Gaussian surface. The point, just give me a second. All right, fine. Next point, the point at which you want to find out the electric field intensity should lie on the Gaussian surface. Okay, so there are some rules of drawing the Gaussian surface, and there is one more rule. Your point, the point at which you want to find out the electric field intensity should lie on the Gaussian surface. Sir, all rules are satisfied. Let's do the calculation. Okay. Let's say our charge system has charge equal to Q. Our charge system has charge equal to Q. Charge on this sphere equal to Q. The distance of given point from the center of our charge system is small r, and this is going to be capital R. Okay, this is going to be capital R, which is the radius of our system, our sphere, charge sphere. Our sphere is a conducting sphere, so charges can be only on the surface. They cannot remain inside the volume of this sphere because they will repel each other. Okay, when the charges are inside the conductor, they are repelling each other, and conductor allows the flow of charges. Charges are trying to maximize distance between them. That is possible only if the charges arrange themselves on the surface. That thing we have already discussed. Okay, okay, fine. Can I imagine a very small surface here? Yes, sir. At that point, due to symmetry of the system, electric field will be away from the center of your system. Our system is a charge system, which is a sphere. So it has center equal to this. This is a positive charge. So electric field will be away from the positive charge, and it will be away from the center. So this is going to be the direction of electric field at this point. Okay, sir. This is area vector ds. Let us take area vector. Sir, area is also perpendicular. Sorry, area vector is perpendicular to the area. Yes. So electric field is also right now perpendicular to area. This is true at all the areas. At this area, electric field will be like what? Like this, radially outward. Okay, sir, because of the symmetry of the system, and the area vector is perpendicular to area. Okay. So, sir, we can say that angle between electric field and the area vector for all area ds everywhere, angle between area vector and the electric field will be what? Zero. Everywhere it is zero. Okay, fine, sir. Now, because of the symmetry of the system, direction is away from the center at each and every point on this sphere, Gaussian sphere. Direction of electric field will be away from the center, but magnitude will be same. This distance r, this distance is also small r, this distance small r, this distance small r, this distance small r. Magnitude will be same. Yes, no. Our system is symmetric. It will not say here magnitude of electric field is phi, but this is left hand side, so their magnitude of electric field should not be phi. There will be 15. No. If this is magnitude is phi, if this magnitude is phi, this should also be phi. Symmetry. It's a sphere. It's a symmetrical object. Okay. It's a symmetrical object in 3 dimensions. Okay, sir. Now, after doing this, let us try to use the Gauss theorem. Write down. By Gauss theorem, what is that? Closed integration E bar dot ds bar. They wrote it as surface integral of electric field over any closed surface. Surface integral of electric field over over any closed surface. Surface integral of electric field over any closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon 0 times means multiplied by 1 upon epsilon 0 times the charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. This is the Gaussian surface. Imagine Gaussian surface. What is the charge enclosed inside this Gaussian surface? Sir, capital Q. Charge enclosed. Let us apply magnitude of first vector into magnitude of second vector into cos of angle between them. What is charge enclosed here? Sir, right now charge enclosed itself is Q. Next, at every point on Gaussian surface, right now Gaussian surface is a Gaussian sphere. Electric field is constant in magnitude because of symmetry. Means E is constant can be taken out of integration. Okay. And at each and every point on the sphere, area vector and electric field, angle between area vector and electric field is 0. Angle between area vector and electric field is 0. That is cos theta equal to cos 0 equal to 1. Okay, sir. Up to this, is that clear and written? Reply me in the chat box. On the next step, answer is there. Next step answer. Single line, then this justification, on the next line answer. Derivation complete. Physics derivations are very simple. Just understand the underlying concept. That's it. Generally, within 2 or 3 steps, you get the answer. Got it? Clear and written? Answer liuga. We want to find out electric field, right? At distance equal to r from our charged system. Our charge system is not a point charge. Our charge system is a charge object, a spherically charged object. Point charge electric field we already know. We have a spherically charged object. We want to find out electric field. Let's do that. Sir, E is a constant, can be taken out of integration. ds as it is. Sir, cos 0. Cos 0. Because theta is 0 everywhere. So cos 0 is equal to what? Sir, charge enclosed is Q upon epsilon 0 as it is. All right. Sir, capital E as it is. Sir, cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 is plus 1. Who will tell me integration of ds over Gaussian surface? Not on this surface, on this surface. Don't confuse between capital R and small r. It should be perfectly written. What is integration ds? Everyone, what is integration ds over this Gaussian surface? Sir, dx integration x, ds integration s. Is that so? No. So dx integration x, dl integration l, dz integration z. So ds integration should be s. No, it's not like that. It's the addition of all such small areas on the surface of the Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface is right now Gaussian sphere. So sphere has surface area 4 pi r square, which are small r. Integration over Gaussian surface. Okay, sir. Guys, what is that we want? Sir, we want electric field intensity. Magnitude that we want. Direction we know, away from the center. Direction we already know. It's the magnitude that we want. What is that? Next step. E is equal to 4 by r square, right hand side, q upon epsilon 0 as it is. It's a small rearrangement. Yes. Why this epsilon 0 here? Because we already know this value, 9 into 10 raised to 9. This epsilon 0 here, q upon r square here. Sir, it's as good as a point charge. It is as good as a point charge placed at the center. If this charge q is a point charge placed at here, at this point, you would have got the same answer. So it is as good as a point charge placed at the center. Yes, no, reply me in the chat box. Because you get a point charge formula. Fast, everyone. First application or other applications we will cover within literally 2 or 3 minutes. Every other applications. Derivation won't take much time. Understanding will take only some time. That what is the direction of electric field, whether the electric field is constant over the entire surface or not, what is the angle between electric field and area vector, that is to be understood. It is to be put in the equation. Everyone, it is like center of gravity, center of charge. No, you cannot directly relate like that. For this case, this particular case, you can say that effect of this charge is as good as, for this particular case, you can definitely say, sir, it is effective center of the charge. Effective center of this charge will be here. For this case, you can say, okay, but that's not always true. So we found out electric field. This formula is applicable only if small r is more than capital R or equal to capital R. That is outside given sphere, outside charged sphere. This formula is applicable only if given point where the electric field is to be found is outside the given sphere or outside the charged sphere. Outside the charged sphere. Why this is not applicable inside? It is applicable on the surface, that is okay. Surface and away, surface and outside, that it is applicable. It is applicable on the surface, no problem. For the surface, put the value of small r equal to capital R, you will get the answer. Okay, sir. But it is not applicable inside the conducting sphere. Why? Let's see. Write down. If small r is less than capital R, that is inside charged conducting sphere, conducting charged sphere, inside it, this is our system, which is positively charged or negatively charged, doesn't matter. Charge equal to q, radius of the charge sphere capital R. We want to find out electric field at this point. This point is not outside the sphere, this point is inside the charge sphere. Okay, what are the rules? Draw the Gaussian surface in such a way that it passes through your point, the point at which electric field is to be found out. Okay, so dotted surface is a Gaussian surface. Fine. Okay, at this point I want to find out electric field intensity. All right, so electric field intensity at this point, Gauss theorem says closed integral E bar dot ds bar, closed integral E bar dot ds bar, that is surface integration of electric field over any closed surface, or I can say closed integral round, closed integral E bar dot ds bar is equal to 1 upon epsilon 0 times charge enclosed by the Gaussian sphere. Now because of the symmetry, at each and every point on the Gaussian surface, electric field will be constant. Yes, that is applicable. Theta is also going to be constant everywhere. So constants taken out of integration. Now do not calculate any further. Okay, do not do any further calculation. Why? The reason is charge enclosed inside this Gaussian surface is equal to how much? Tell me. Charge enclosed inside this Gaussian surface is equal to how much? Charge is here on the surface of the conductor. It's not an insulator. It's not an insulator. If it was an insulator, it is possible to keep the charge inside the. Yes, it's as good as a Newton's shell theorem. Perfect. Newton's shell theorem. Outside you will have gravitational acceleration. Inside you will not have gravitational acceleration. Gravitational acceleration analogy, electric field. Gravitational acceleration is force upon mass. Electric field is force upon charge. Force analogy. Charge analogy is mass. Charge analogy is mass. Force analogy is force. Distance analogy distance. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, that is K. K analogy, universal gravitational constant capital G. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 analogy capital G, or simply you can call it as K. K analogy capital G. What is charge enclosed? Sir, 0. So further calculation is not required as such. Okay. Electric field inside, it's going to be 0. Who's inside? Charge conducting sphere. Inside the charge conducting sphere. Everyone shall reply me. This point is over. Derivation over. Reply me in the chat box. Application of Gauss theorem. Everyone shall reply me. Clear and written. Fast. Fast. C and W. Everyone. Good. Very good. Should not be a big deal now. Fine. Sir, generally, if the charge is on the surface, if the charge is distributed on the surface, and if it is a uniform charge distribution, then generally people will not give you charge. They will give you charge per unit area. Okay, sir, fine. They will give us charge per unit area. In that case, what to do? Fine, write down. E outside. What is the formula? Sir, very simple. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r square. Okay, when this formula is to be used? When r is more than or equal to r. Okay, means you are outside or on the surface. Okay, but sir, generally we are not given charge. We are given charge per unit area. Okay, charge per unit area of your system. This is our system having radius equal to capital R. Okay, charge per unit area sigma, charge per unit length lambda, charge per unit volume rho, charge per unit length lambda, charge per unit area sigma, charge per unit volume rho, charge per unit area, charge on my system divided by area, surface area of my system. It is 4 pi, not small r square, capital R square. Sir, I want to replace this charge because it is not given to me. Thing which is not given should be replaced. Rule of the physics, or rather rule of mathematics. Okay, sir. Do that. What is the electric field outside? The charge conducting sphere. Sir, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. Q will be replaced by charge per unit area into area. Getting it, sir. Sir, 4 pi cancel. Sir, sigma upon epsilon 0. Sir, r square, r square, r square, r square, r square. Sir, sigma upon epsilon 0 as it is into r square upon small r square. If the value in the denominator is capital, then I will use the word capital. Right now, value in the denominator is small r. I will not use the word capital. I will simply say sigma upon epsilon r square upon r square. So I know internally that the r square in the denominator is small r. Whenever r, p, p or x, x, those letters are there, same letters are there, r, r. I am saying r square upon r square. Why I am saying r square upon r square? Is it not 1? No, it's not 1. So there it must be some r must be one of the r must be capital and other r must be small. If the rule is this, okay, पाठ करायचा rule काय? How to remember it? Okay, while remembering, we are going to follow this rule. If value or the letter in the denominator is capital, I will use the word capital. For example, sigma upon epsilon r square upon capital R square. No, I will not use capital R square here because this is not capital R. If it is capital R, I will say sigma upon epsilon r square upon capital R square. But right now it is not capital R square. So I will say sigma upon epsilon r square upon r square. Got it? The same we are going to follow in the chapter called as wave optics as well. Same trick, same formula trick to distinguish small r, capital R. These are the tricks we are going to use. Okay, get familiar with it. Fine, sir. That's it. Next, inside electric field is 0, that we know, that we already know. Let us try to plot a graph inside and outside. Graph. Electric field versus distance. When this distance small r is 0, that is you are at the center of your system. This is our system. This distance is capital R. Here small r value will be equal to capital R. Here small r value will be more than capital R, and inside small r value will be less than capital R. On the surface small r value will be equal to capital R. Inside, what is the electric field inside? Sir, charge enclosed inside is 0. So electric field inside is 0. Inside it is 0. Okay. What is value on the surface? Okay. What is value on the surface? Very simple, sir. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon, what is the value of r, small r on the surface? Sir, it is capital R. Just replace this small r by capital R, you will get the value. It is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. You can of course replace this as k, small k, not capital K, small k, into q upon capital R square. So on the surface the value of electric field is this. Okay. And outside the surface, you can observe this is going to be a constant number. This is going to be a constant number. So electric field outside is inversely proportional to r square. Outside electric field is proportional to 1 upon r square or inversely proportional to r square. On the surface, this graph. Outside, on the surface, this point, this value. Outside it is proportional to 1 upon r square. If r increases, electric field decreases. Agree, disagree? Inside 0, on this surface this value, outside surface goes on decreasing, proportional to 1 upon r square. Outside number 1 upon r square. R equal to capital R, you will get value on the surface. Yes, no, reply me in the chat box. First, Okay, sir. Fine. It's a hollow shell. It's a surface. We can write sigma upon epsilon. Yes. On the surface, you can put small r equal to capital R square upon r square cancel. It will become sigma upon epsilon. That is also perfectly fine. On the surface, sigma upon epsilon. That completes entire analysis